Jim is with us in Tennessee. Hi, Jim. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, how are you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
I'm 29 years old, have a lawn and landscaping business, well, have had. I'm currently in the middle of a truck and my commercial mower being repossessed, and just trying to get some guidance. I've got about between $8,000 and $10,000 of other miscellaneous debt between medical bills and old collections accounts and things like that. Really don't want to go towards the bankruptcy side by any means, but the bank's law firm is very aggressive in trying to collect the remaining balance.
How far behind are you on your payments on your mower and your truck?
The mower, I am about $1,300 behind.
How many payments?
That's about 6 payments.
Why are you 6 payments behind? Have you not been cutting grass?
I did up until right at the end of last season, and then it slowed down for us at about, I'd say somewhere right before October. It really started slowing down. And then by the time that mowing season had started, the bank's law firm had threatened to press charges of hindering a secured creditor, and went as far as having a detective with the local police department call me and tell me he was going to arrest me for it. So I showed up. They had already gotten the truck at that point, and I showed up with the mower, and the tow truck driver said, well, the serial number on the mower you have does not match the mower serial number that the bank has on file. And they called the place where I purchased the mower with the loan that I'd gotten from the bank, and the place I purchased the mower said, this is the mower he has. The one you all have on file had actually been sold to somebody else, and the bank had never updated their paperwork. So I had to pay the tow truck driver to drop the mower off the tow truck, and he said he couldn't take it, but it's currently being stored at the place where I purchased the mower.
Okay, so stop a minute. So why?
Okay.
How were you planning? You knew grass was not going to be cut in the winter,
right?
So how were you planning to pay the mower payments, knowing that?
The last winter I've been working at a local woodworking shop, and this winter, by the time that an availability came up for me, because as a convicted felon, it's really hard just to make ends meet a lot of times for rent and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And fast food simply wasn't cutting it. So by the time that the job at that woodworking shop became available, it was roughly mid-January.
Gotcha.
And like I say, I was doing...
Okay, so what you've had is an income problem overall. Yeah. Okay, and you didn't have a plan to cover the income hole in the winter, and it cost you the truck and the mower. That's what it amounts to.
Correct.
Okay, they will eventually come after you for the difference. They'll sell the mower and the truck, and whatever debt it doesn't cover is called the deficit, and they eventually will come after you for that, and you can settle that with them for probably 20 cents on the dollar. So if you end up owing them 10 grand, you probably settle it for a couple grand. You got some old medical bills. You're not bankrupt. You need income.
Correct.
And you need income if you had zero debt today.
Right.
You have an income crisis, don't you?
I absolutely do. One that causes a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to figure out, because like I said, about a decade ago, I did make some stupid decisions, and so I am a felon, but that is my past. That's not who I am today.
Agreed.
Getting employers to see that is, can be very difficult because of the application at face value.
Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of people, if you tell the story, that will hire you to do a lot of things to get yourself up and going. So the first thing is get like 5 or 6 jobs that do anything to make money. Delivering pizzas, working for Amazon, delivering stuff. There's people hiring all over the place. Tractor Supply is hiring like crazy right now. And I think in a lot of those cases, if you sit down with a manager and say, I'm going to fill out the application, but you need to know 10 years ago there's a mistake on there. If you want to know the whole story, I'll tell you the whole story, but I'm clean now. There's no problems now. I can deliver a pizza, okay? I can I can cut grass for somebody. I mean, I can do this. And I think you can tell your story and get past that, particularly with small business. Now, if you're trying to get a job with some big corporation, they're not allowed to look over that stuff and forget it. But, we're a small business. We would not turn someone away solely because they had a 10-year ago felony. Now, if they had other things that are a pattern in their life, we might turn them away. But I'd turn them away for a pattern in their life that was negative anyway when we were interviewing them. And so I think that's what you're looking at here. But no, you're not bankrupt. You need an income. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up with a whole bunch of stuff, Jim. We're going to put you in Financial Peace University to learn how to handle money. I'm going to send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, The Proximity Principle, and you need to jump on Ken Coleman's website and look at all of his stuff on how to get jobs, because that's what you need. You desperately need an income. You have an income crisis. And Christy, we run into that with a lot of small business people where they borrow to start their business, and he borrowed for a truck and a mower, and it comes back to bite them.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult too if you're in a business that's incredibly seasonal, because the fact that it's seasonal is not a surprise. In landscaping and mowing lawns, you know that it's seasonal, but you have to plan for that, and you have to plan for it far in advance to carry you throughout the year, especially with your expenses, because it's not going to be different this year, just like you said.
Yeah, and sometimes the way you plan for it is you create other things to do in those off seasons.
Right.
If you make wedding cakes, well, you're really busy in the summer,
right?
But probably not as much in December. So maybe you need to have Christmas cakes. I don't know. I'm making this up.
Totally.
But your mom, I remember, was in the bakery business, and so that stuff has seasons. It has holidays.
Yeah.
Driving it. You've got Valentine's in the donut shop. You got a Valentine's donut or you got a St. Patrick's donut.
Yep.
I mean, they're staying with the holidays all the way through.
Yep.
And then there's certain times of the year that stuff like that. I know with our live events, typically our live events, we don't have them in the summer. This year we're going to, because a bunch of our spring ones got pushed.
Right.
And they're postponed into the summer. But typically we don't do them in the summer because people are on vacation and doing other stuff. So it's very seasonal. We don't do them in December because they're worried about Christmas. They're not worried about coming to a get out of debt event.
Right.
Or a business boutique event, which we do in November, October, usually, right in there. This year, what is it this year?
October.
Okay,
right.
Yeah. And so, they're October 22, 24. So, but yeah, we have to plan around that. We have to go, that income is not going to be, if we do that we do that event once a year. So you don't have that income in the business boutique product line when we're looking at how Business Boutique's health is doing as a business. We don't have any income for that October event to mount anything in May.
Right.
We'll have some, but it's not much, or in March, But now come August, September, and when we launch it last October, we saw a bunch.
Right.
Because a lot of the ladies come back. But, so we have very specific things in that business that are identifiable as a season, and you got to adjust around that.
And you're planning around it. I know I've got some members in the academy that do landscaping, yard working, and they transition to leaves in the fall, and after that they transition to hanging Christmas lights for really high-end homes, and you can charge a lot to put up Christmas lights. Like, they start at like $1,500.
Yeah.
And so that's their service for that, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and they just adapt.
Yeah, and Jim, I had a guy put Christmas lights on my house, and I did not ask about his criminal record. All I want to know is, can he put up Christmas lights?
That's right.
I didn't. And so I encourage you, brother, you're going to get past your past, and your past is going to become a part of your story that that is not all bad. That you look back on it and you go, all right, here's what happened, and here's what I learned from that process. And so you're going to be okay. You're going to be successful in spite of that. I know it feels like it's hanging around your neck at times, but I promise you keep pushing, brother. You keep hustling. You keep grinding.